Well, our Southeast Asian correspondent, Bastian Hartig, is in Berlin, and he is with me now in the studio. Good evening to you, Bastian. It's good to have you back in Berlin for a change. You report on this stuff all the time, what's happening in Myanmar. This is a profound change in the country, isn't it?
I think it really is. If you think about the fact that this is the first civilian president in more than 50 years that this country has had. And also, if you think about the fact, or the party he represents, the NLD, a party which was born out of a democracy movement, out of a resistance movement. And many of those parliamentarians who are in parliament for the NLD right now, they've spent many years, maybe the best part of their lives, behind bars as political prisoners. And they never thought they would live to see this day where their party actually controls the majority of the parliament, where they get to head the new government. So that is, for sure, that's a great change. On the other hand, if you look at some of the challenges that this new government is facing, those have been around for a very long time. If you take, of course, the ethnic conflicts, for example, a civil war that's been going on for more than 60 years. So that's been around for a long time, and it will stay around for a long time yet to come.
Let me ask you about this kind of arrangement that even the new president talked about today. He said that he will be taking his cues, taking orders from Aung San Suu Kyi. She's the foreign minister, but she really is the de facto leader of the country, isn't she?
I think what we're seeing here is something that she already said would happen. Before the elections in November, she said it publicly. She said if her party wins the majority in parliament, they get to elect the next president, and that president can't be her because of the Constitution, then she would take on a role that's above the president, and she would be the one calling all the shots, heading the new government in effect. And I think the reason why she said that is to tell the voters, because if you ask the voters in Myanmar, they're all, we're going to vote for the NLD because it's Aung San Suu Kyi's party. We want her to become president, but she can't. So I think her way of telling the people was that if they vote for the NLD, they're going to, in effect, vote for her, is that she's going to say she's going to head the government if she is allowed formally to become president or not.
What's the danger here or the risk? The people of Myanmar obviously are putting all of their hope into Aung San Suu Kyi. She's not going to live forever. No one does. And you say that everyone in this new government, they're inexperienced, they were imprisoned. What's the chance that once she's gone, that this democracy, this democratic movement will take root and continue on its own without her?
That is a very big question that's looming because, of course, she's 70 years old. Some of the people around her are even older. Now, most of the parliamentarians for the NLD, they belong to a generation that's called the 88 generation in Myanmar. Those are people who participated in student protests in 1988, actually from which the NLD was born, really. And they spent a long time in prison, as I've said. And then there are also a number of young and ambitious parliamentarians, some of whom I've met just a few weeks ago when I was in Myanmar for the last time. And they're very eager and they're ambitious and they want to take the country forward. But of course, the party leadership in itself is getting on. And that's definitely a challenge that the party will have to address in the coming years.
Running out of time, but I just want to ask you, what do people talk more about in Myanmar? The fact that Aung San Suu Kyi, is an older woman and that she won't be here forever, or that the military could try to, again, take power, let's say in 4 or 5, 8 years. What's more of a concern?
I would say they are. I mean, this threat of the military taking power again, that looms large, of course. We just had Armed Forces Day in Myanmar just a few days ago, and the commander-in-chief, I think, made the role of the military very clear when he said that the military will guarantee the stability of the country during this democratic transformation process, which I think also means that they keep all options open, like to intervene with any means that they think is necessary if this transformation process, from their point of view, starts going into the wrong direction. So that's something that is definitely a danger that's always there in Myanmar.
Sounds like they're keeping their options open. Bastian Hartig, good to have you in Berlin. Thank you very much for coming on the day.